What up, Dokkanners? We are 13 days away from the start of the 9th anniversary. So in this video, we are going to be continuing and wrapping up the preview series by taking a look back at the 9th anniversary celebration. This is going to be the part 3 look. So we're going to be taking a look at all of the different events that come up. It's a little bit messier in terms of finding it on the DokkanInfo.com, but still, I will be going over all of it, and then we'll do a Dragonstone count, leaving for one final video going over the entire total of the 9th anniversary celebration. So if you guys have been enjoying all the 9th anniversary prep work, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. More videos to come for the 9th anniversary as we get closer and closer. We got World Tournament coming up this weekend, so 50 easy stones, and then next week is the anniversary countdown. So we're picking up. You guys want to make sure that you're on top of all this stuff, and the best way to do that is to subscribe. Thank you so much. So to review previous parts, we went over part 1, and we found out that we are going to be getting approximately 330-ish stones, a little bit more. Then we're also going to be getting around 200 plus in part 2. A couple of things that I missed in the first video. I missed the LR Broly Trio EZA, but I incorporated that into the second part. And in the second video, I forgot to include the stones that you can buy with the water bottle rewards. I went over, actually, we'll quickly skim through part 2. So going through part 2, we went over all the stuff here, the missions, the awakening medals. I have other videos specifically on like the awakening medals, the EZAs and whatnot. And then it was from the special pan event that you can earn these like collectible currency water bottles. You use those to exchange in the Baba shop for Kais and stones, actually. And so the stone portion I forgot to include. Also in part 2, you get some other cool events like link level boosted stages. So by this point, you would have probably summoned your part 1 characters, your part 2 characters. So those characters can now be boosted at a much better rate with this event and in limited quantity. Burst mode, ultimate excite battle, which once again is different from intensifying fights. More blue zone stages, more stages for Beerus and Frieza. I believe both at this point are able to be fully realized to their actual final forms, but they don't have their EZAs yet, and just a couple other things. So that was, in a nutshell, looking at part 2. So now let's jump into part 3. So on DokkanInfo.com, I pulled up part 3 from the point that it like updates the events on March 1st, which is a little bit after, I think it's like halfway through. Actually, it's towards the end. Yeah, so it's part 3 goes from the 21st to the 4th of March, but then some of the missions actually get extended past part 3's original date. They end around the 12th, but the actual like core celebration ends by the 4th. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it this way. While some of the missions may extend, this is still the core celebration. So how that would translate to global could potentially be something like this. It's not a guarantee. We'll have to wait and see what they're going to do. One of the major questions going into this is what is going to be happening in part 3 because of the fact that global already got some of the part 3 content during Golden Week. 2 of the major characters that we will not be seeing in part 3 are going to be the Vegito EZA and the Bootank's EZA, both of which happened during this part 3 on JP. So because of that, are they going to be replacing that with something else? Are they going to be integrating the Cell Max portion of the part 2 celebration that is currently on JP as of me recording this video? Or are they going to try to shoehorn in another Dokkan festival like Huppo? I don't know. We have no way of knowing. So we are basing this solely off of what happened in part 3 for JP, and we are merely subtracting the Vegito and the Bootanks. Everything else will remain the same. But as far as predicting anything else, I would rather not incorporate additional variables and make things more confusing, because if it doesn't pan out that way, then all that would lead to is disappointment. So that being said, we'll start with the login. The login, with it being 13 days, obviously you multiply the login by 3 stones per day, 13 days, 39 dragon stones. Once again, just like in part 2, when you're factoring in the daily missions, you get 1 dragon stone per day. Actually, you know what? We could add 1 more. We get 1 dragon stone per day for every single day, and then you get double that on the weekend, right? So in a 14-day time span, surely there would be 2 sets of weekends, which means instead of 14 stones, you'd be getting 18 stones because you're getting 4 more off of those weekends. Since this is 13 days, then there would be at least 3 weekends in there, but I just kept it at 15. It should actually be 16, but we're not trying to make this exact. So if we undersell, it's fine. So this is the daily mission, the part 3 daily mission, same exact thing, another Dragonstone once a day. Only this one doesn't do the weekend bonus. So this is just simply 13 stones. And then for the part 3 missions, just like before, In part 2, we didn't get a whole lot in terms of the missions specifically. That was mainly meant to give you more resources, awakening medals, coins, kais, things like that. So once again, the payout for part 3 doesn't yield a whole lot in terms of the missions. The final batch of SNS campaign stones come in right here. So 3 more stones. You would simply click a horn that takes you out of the app into either Line or Twitter, and then you would post something, but you don't have to. The second you leave the app, the game registers that you tried to go do something to promote the game. So if you simply just come back in and cancel whatever you're trying to post, you'll get your 3 stones. Golden Weekend actually gave a pretty sizable amount of stones this time. So normally what they do is they give you, I think, like 7 stones each weekend, but you would spread it out across like 3 or 4 weekends. But for this one, they give it all at once. So I need to find these, and this is where it gets a little messy because it's just like not all listed here. Because if we look at this, you would want to see Vegito's EZA, Bootank's EZA. It's not here. So I just can't completely rely on this because it doesn't list everything. Plus, the Golden Weekend thing isn't even here. So I just got to find it. So here it is. Okay, so here's the Golden Weekend. Take on adventures, blah, 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 blah. Get your Golden Weekend rewards. It says you can earn up to 21 Dragon Stones over the 3 days. So normally this is spread out a bit more, but they've condensed it into 3 days, giving you 7 stones per day, which is awesome. So this is not what they normally do, but I'll take it. So 21 Dragon Stones comes up right there. Then we've got Blue Zone, the finale for the Blue Zone. Now this is going to be quite difficult because these are basically the final 2 stages. And just like they would do for any Red Zone, it's going to be, it's going to be far more challenging. And there are some missions associated with it. Take your time. I'm not recording a video or anything. Take your time. Cool. Stupid website. All right, nothing works. Fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and go to the old Dokkan Wiki. How ironic that we are coming back to this, of all things. Okay. All right, so if we go here, here are the missions. Clear stage 7 and stage 8. So here are the additional missions for it. Clear with 6 Super Boss, clear with 6 Powerful Comeback, clear with 6 Hybrid Saiyans, clear with 6 Artificial Life Forms. So they should all somewhat seem familiar. If you think Artificial Life Forms, you're thinking the Gammas. Hybrid Saiyans, you would think of like Beast Gohan. Powerful Comeback, Royal Blue Vegeta, UI Goku. Super Boss, Broly, which worked. Actually, Powerful Comeback would actually be Gogeta. But still, you would throw in the 6-year anniversary EZAs in there too. And then clear with all types within 12 turns, complete all missions. These are going to be very difficult, so buckle in, get ready. Use your training that you have learned from the Majin Buu Saga Red Zones in Golden Week. That has been preparing you for this moment, my fellow global brothers and sisters. So then we've got a burst mode. Oh god. Burst mode with Jiren. So this is another 9 Dragon Stones that we get. Just like the Golden Frieza one, it's off of a Dokkan event, so it's the same progression on the Dokkan event. The difference is on a burst mode, you can modify the difficulty, making it way tougher if you want, or you could just do the bare minimum to get the missions, to get all the Dragon Stones. You get 9 in total, and you do that by hitting 6,000 Dragon Stones at maximum. I don't even think you need 6,000 to get all stones. I think that's just to get all missions. But we're gonna go ahead and count that somewhere. There it is. Burst mode. Then we've got the continuation and the finale for the Beerus story event and the Frieza story event. So both of these events will wrap up. You will be able to finally finish all of those stages. You'll get some missions for completing all stages on normal, all stages on Z hard or whatever. And then also you will have the Extreme Z area for these 2 characters drop. Part 3 basically wraps up all of the ongoing threads that had been progressing throughout the celebration. And so normally what they do is they have the free-to-play characters get their EZAs in part 3. You've done your summons in part 1, you've done your summons in part 2. Part 3 basically gives you all remaining EZAs. 9th anniversary battles. So this is actually an event that was already established from previous years. Actually from last year. I think they started it last year. So last year they started the 8th anniversary battle. And so what they did was they had anniversary 1 turn into a fight, 2, 3, 4. They started to branch it out into like multiple fights. Then they had it where like there was a junction in the road where you would choose either left or right. You could choose Spirit Bomb Z versus Spirit Bomb GT, LR Gods versus LR Super Saiyan 4s. So now in the 9th anniversary part 3, they are adding to it, turning the 8th anniversary battle into the 9th anniversary battle, but it is still the same core event. So if you've completed all of those events from last year, you're not getting a brand new event with all of those events reset. They're simply just adding the new stage onto it. And so with it, you will get new missions. For some reason, this is not working, so I can't exactly show you. Plus, it's not in the campaign. Oh, there it is. Okay, so if we click on this, will it show? Thank God, it actually works now. All right, so let me click on this. Let's go in. 1 anniversary, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go to 9. The great thing about this is while they are fairly difficult, what's better about this is that you get some very nice specific skill orbs for the anniversary characters, and they are very, very good. So for the 9th anniversary battle, you will be getting more skill orbs for the different characters. So these are the sorts of skill orbs you want to be saving for your anniversary units. If you can stomach not using very nice like special skill orbs for them until the end of the celebration, you will then be able to use these. What I would recommend is for you to use EX skill orbs in the meantime from other events like super bosses, superheroes. Equip those onto your characters. That way you have something in the meantime, and then when their unique equips drop during this event, you can equip those instead, and you can give those EX skill orbs to somebody else. That's typically what I do, and that's what I recommend you guys do. So for the 9th anniversary battle, there's 19 stones in total that can be earned from those missions. LR UI Goku EZA 33, LR Royal Blue Vegeta EZA 33, as we all know. The main EZAs that everyone is looking forward to are the 6th anniversary EZAs. These two characters are so incredibly busted that they are among the best units in the entire game. So 66 Dragon Stones obtained between the two of those, as well as 2 unbelievably broken characters. These 2 characters are available on the Beast Gohan banner. So if there was any other reason that was needed to summon on that banner, let it be this. And by this point in part 3, you will also have received all of your rainbow tickets, so you could also use your 77 special summon on whichever banner you want. So if you are still severely lacking on the Beast Gohan banner, you could jump back in with that 77 special summon and maybe pull a couple of these guys along with maybe Beast Gohan. It's not a guarantee, but it is obviously something that people are going to try out. Moving on here. Then we've got Red Zone Stage 8. So this is actually very interesting because this is not the normal Red Zone. This is actually an add-on stage to an old classic. This Red Zone, so the Broly Red Zone from year 7. This was presumably the final stage for 2 years, but then they added a new one. So this is called Boss Rush the Movie. I'm gonna click on this, but I don't want to see what the characters do. I'm assuming this is probably going to be an amalgamation of just all of these events put together, I think, which sounds brutal and insanely challenging. So I'm gonna click on this. Yeah. Okay, that's exactly what I thought. Don't look. I don't want to spoil it for myself. So that's exactly it. They are giving you the final boss of each of the preceding stages, which is actually kind of cool. So this is like Boss Rush to the extreme. Boss Rush is everyone's favorite event because you take 5 minutes, you auto the event, and you get 35 Dragon Stones. Now, if you want to do Boss Rush, but actually feel something, you do this. And then what's the mission reward for this? Oh, there you go. Clear stage 8 of the Ultimate Edition movie thing once. You get 15 of these rainbows. So they're boosting up a permanent support memory? What? Wow. Level 1, level 3, level 2, level 3. Interesting. Okay. So it becomes a permanent 20% boost. And then for 7 turns, you get key +2. Wow. I think that's more than warranted. That tells me that this is going to be a dogfight. Like, it's going to be very, very tough. So you clear stage 8 once, clear stage 8 with 6 movie heroes. With Beast Gohan, I don't think this is going to be as big of an issue. Clear stage 8 with 4 movie boss. So you got Broly to take care of that. And then clear all stages from the entire event. So when you complete all of those, you will get all necessary pieces to permanently boost up the support memory, and you will have a new best permanent boosting support memory in the game. That is cool. And that makes me think, what else are they going to be adding on to previous events? Majin Buu Saga Red Zone infamously only had, what, 5 stages? So there is more that they could add. So would they first add additional stages to get it to 7? Or would they just give us this like boss rush amalgamation sort of thing? I don't know, but that's really cool. So that happens during part 3, 21 Dragon Stones. Cinemix Stage 2. That is another major event that happens during the 9th anniversary part 3. Cell Max. You guys remember this event? The event that terrorized every Dokkaner in existence for like 4 months. Even now, probably still bullies some of y'all. This event has now been given a part 2. Considering how difficult part 1 was, I imagine part 2 is going to be miles more difficult. And the only way to win at the moment would probably be Beast Gohan, because that's kind of what it felt like at the beginning. We were so convinced that Cell Max level 1 was so impossible that it wasn't meant to be cleared at the moment. Because at the time when this event first came out, Cell Max's render wasn't even shown in the event. It was literally this guy, but it was blacked out, like a who's that Pokemon kind of thing. So some of us thought that maybe this is just not meant to be done right now, but people are going to try to win. And then when the new characters come out, that is going to be the way that you actually beat the event. So this could probably be happening again. You have to have Beast Gohan to beat Cell Max, or, you know, Gamma 1, Gamma 2. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Clear stage 2. Once you get a wallpaper. Oh, that's a nice looking wallpaper. What the heck? Oh, what? Okay, whatever. Clear stage 2 with every single type. Clear stage 2 with every single type. So extreme class and super class, just like part 1. Clear stage 2 within 6 turns. Oh my goodness. That is gonna be brutal. So 28 Dragon Stones can be obtained from all Cell Max related missions. Good luck with that. Okay. Superhero event. What's this? Superhero event, I think. Oh yeah, it's this one. So this is a new limited event. What is this for exactly? Jeez, let me check. Oh, this is a link level boost stage. It's a link level boost event. What's the link level rate? 19.5. Okay, so this is not on the same level as like the King Kai or maybe even Metacooler. Yeah, that makes sense because this is available once per day. This is available 3 times every 7 days. So this is like once every 2 days, basically. That's why this is essentially doubly as effective. This one is 19.5. So you'd multiply like the link level rates for various links times the coefficient on that stage, and then that would give you the adjusted amount. So this is going to be done every single day. You also have the intense super hot fire event from part 2 that will still be available. So they're giving you different ways to link level your characters more aggressively, other than the usual like quest mode grind. So for context, the Kai was 42, the Metacooler was 38. So I think King Kai is still the one to beat, unless the new super hot fire one is actually stronger. I'm not sure. And I know it's not that. I just can't get that out of my head. Somebody said it once to me and it's like forever stuck. That, I don't know, intense heat, Saiyan Blaze or something. I'm sorry. So that gives us 12 Dragon Stones. Frieza Extreme Z area, 3 Dragon Stones. Beerus Extreme Z area, 7 Dragon Stones. Thank you for just, you know, being a friend, right? During the entire celebration, they give us 30 Dragon Stones. So that brings our total to a certain amount. But I want to just first go through the announcements here because, like I said, the campaign breakdown doesn't show everything. So we'll start from right here. The survey that was in part 2. They're previewing the events that are coming up in part 3. Then when we jump into part 3, you get all of this cool stuff. Burst mode, we talked about that. Cell Max, the water bottle thing. More exchangeable items coming soon. Ooh, so they add even more things. So maybe you're not able to buy all 20 Dragon Stones in part 2 and all Kais right away. You would have to get them piece by piece going into part 3, which is cool. Okay. Rainbow tickets will be obtainable. Final missions for part 9. And then they open up the banners again, but for the tickets. Because at this point, the discounts would be gone. So you wouldn't actually be... well, I mean, you still could use your Dragon Stones. I'm sure some people will still probably throw a couple summons here, or maybe here, or whatever. There will also be the Blue Zone ticket summon. So we talked about this before. This will allow you to summon on a banner that features these guys, LR God Goku, Zamasu, just some random characters, but some useful ones. So this is still a productive banner because it's free. Why not? Okay. And then we get all this. Story events, notice of postponement of the new stage. So I don't know exactly what happened that caused some of these missions to be postponed, but like the Beerus one, for example, I think they postponed the... Okay, it's not going to show here, but I think they like postponed the missions by a week. But by the time part 3 ends and these missions still remain, you would be in the next celebration at that point. Coin shop would be available for everything to pick up. Royal Blue, UI. We cleared all these. Daily Dragon Stones for those of you who spend. Okay. Oh, the renewal of the Whis event. We already did this on global, so this doesn't apply to us. And then here you go. See, these were not revealed in the campaign breakdown, but Botanks, Bootanks, and Vegito are not going to be there. So what are they going to put in replace of it? I have no idea. Here's the thank you reward. So this gives you a bunch of stuff. Just thank you for supporting Dokkan. Here's to an awesome year. And they gave us a bunch, or JP players, a bunch of stuff, including a cool wallpaper. So we'll be getting that, and then all of these awesome things down here. And then that pretty much wraps it up. Yeah. And then we start to get the teasers for the next celebration after that. So that is basically part 3 in a nutshell. 352 dragon stones in total. So we're going to round that down to about 330. So that is pretty much everything. I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, let me know in the comments. Check the pinned comment down below if there is anything. I will be doing a full Dragonstone approximation for the entire celebration, including the countdown following this video, because I want to make sure I go over everything and factor all the adjustments in there, like I did for part 2 with the water bottle stones, and then part 1 with the Broly Trio ECA. So yeah, a lot of stuff to be gained during this celebration, a lot of fun content. It is going to be an awesome celebration. This is why we have been waiting. This is what we've been waiting for. I expect to see so many summons on so many different banners. It is going to be honestly overwhelming for people with how much goodness we're going to have during the celebration. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Leave in the comments your thoughts on part 3 overall. What is your outlook on that celebration in terms of part 3? Now that the summons are done, all that would be left would be like the 77 special summon, the free ticket summon for Blue Zone, some of the remaining challenge events. What sort of substitutions will Dokkan make for the lack of Bootanks and Vegito ECA? Will we get Silmix? Will we get Popo, or a combination of the two, or something else entirely? Let me know your thoughts, your theories in the comments down below. And also, if you add 330 stones to your total, what would that be? Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.